chase a dream that is bigger than you.
Hey everyone, my name's Sarah from Kanema Fitness. I'm here with Haley and Amanda, and today we've got a quick 10-minute hip mobility flow for you. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we're gonna step to the top of the mat. So just go ahead and step up. We're gonna bring the feet to about hip width distance apart. Turn your toes out, heels come in, and we'll just do a few Kangen squats to start. So let's bring hands to the heart. We're gonna sit the hips down and back, really nice, and then standing all the way back up. Nice, pushing the hips forward. Just doing a few of these to warm up. Any depth is comfortable for you here is good to be at, right? Just finding a few reps of these, squeezing at the glutes, pushing the hips back, standing up nice and tall. Good, let's do one more. Good, and then standing right back up. Awesome, here we're gonna bring the hands down to the ground. All right, step your feet all the way back, and then we're gonna push the hips out, push the knees out, and bring the feet behind the hips, pushing the hips back towards the heels. Take a nice little child's pose, and we're gonna do a few rockers. All right, starting to sit up, right, pushing the hips towards the mat. Any range of motion is good here. And then just doing a few of these. We're flowing through everything today. Not a lot of holds, just some nice dynamic movements to get the blood flowing, open up the hips, the low back, all the good things. All right, as you rock forward, if you're feeling pressure in the low spine, just trying not to drop the hips as far down towards the ground, thinking about stretching the hips towards the heels on the way back, pressing through the hands. Awesome, let's do one more full round here, coming forward, coming back, beautiful. And then we're gonna rock up, find a neutral tabletop position. Beautiful, slide your knees in and your ankles together. They don't necessarily have to touch, but just bringing them a little bit closer together. And we're gonna bring the hands out about one hand print and start to circle the hips. Any range of motion is good here. If you wanna really exaggerate, maybe you come through a little cobra pose and press all the way back to child's pose. Any pace is good, and we'll do both directions, so whichever one you picked is totally fine. Remembering to spread the fingers wide, rooting down through all 10 of your fingers and both of your palms, continuing to breathe as we go. Nice, when you feel ready, you can start to change the direction. Again, this side might be totally different than the other, so just being mindful as you start to move through and find a good range of motion. If there's any point that feels a little sticky, maybe you want to take an extra breath or two, that's also great. Right, wherever you are is exactly where you should be. Deep breaths. Nice. When you're ready, let's start to come back into a neutral spine, starting where we first started. Awesome. Tucking the toes behind you, let's lift up. We're gonna take a downward facing dog. Lifting the knees and the hips away from the mat, starting to pedal out the feet here, bending through one leg and then the other as you press the alternate heel back and down. All right, really nice. Opening up the hamstrings a little bit here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and pause in stillness. We're gonna take the right foot, step it all the way up in between the two thumbs. If you need to take a couple steps up, totally fine. We're gonna drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the chest, draw the shoulders back. And then exhale, starting to press your hips back towards the left heel. Let the right toes come away from the mat here for a little half split action. All right, we're gonna rock forward, big inhale breath as you drop the hips. Exhale, pressing the hips back, toes come away from the mat. Front leg does not have to straighten at any point. We're gonna go back and forth, use your breath. Just because the leg isn't straight doesn't mean the hamstring is not being lengthened, right? Find a depth that feels comfortable for you today, trying to breathe the whole time. All right, as we're pressing back, think about drawing your left hip forward, squeezing the inner thighs together here, and pressing your right heel down and into the mat. Let's do a couple more rocks on this side. Awesome. When you're ready, we're gonna meet back in your runner's lunge. Bend into the front leg. Awesome. We're gonna tuck the toes behind you to scoot the back knee in a little bit. And then take your left foot, we're gonna turn it over to the right, creating a little kickstand. Nice. And then windmill the arms up. We're gonna take a little modified warrior two just for a moment, and then bringing hands to the hips. Let's step this front foot out just a little bit, and we're just gonna find some rockers. All right, bending into the front leg, pressing down into the right foot, coming away from the mat. Again, any range of motion is good here. Feel free to adjust the front foot, stepping it out or in as it feels comfortable for your body. Deep breaths. Thinking about opening up through the inner thigh here, pressing your right knee out into the side to help you engage the glute as we go. Good, let's do about 1 or 2 more. Nice, and then as you're ready, we're gonna bend into the front leg. Go ahead and bring the hands back down. We're gonna spin the left foot back behind you. Really nice, and then press back into a downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, step the right foot back to meet the left, press into the palms. Take a couple of breaths here. If you wanna open up through the backs of the legs again, it's totally great. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna move to the second side, stepping the left foot all the way up. Really nice, taking your time here. We're gonna drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, press the hips back towards the right heel. Let the left toes come away from the mat. Starting to find your rhythm here as we rock forward and backward. Big inhales to come forward, big exhales to come back. This side might be totally different than the other, right? Take it with a grain of salt. Whatever you need to do, however you need to adjust. If you prefer to find stillness, that's also totally fine. Just breathe wherever you are. Really nice. Let's find a few more rocks here. Again, thinking about pressing your left heel down into the mat, drawing the right hip forward. Really nice. When you're ready, starting to meet back in a runner's lunge, bend into the front leg. We're gonna tuck the toes behind you to scoot the right knee in a little bit. Turning your right foot over to the left, a little kickstand, and then windmilling your arms up and out. Find your modified warrior 2 just for a moment. Hands come to the hips, and then we'll start to find those rockers. Stepping the front foot out or in as you need to, thinking about opening up through the inner right thigh. The whole time we're pressing down into the floor with the left foot to help to create some activation in the leg, which will help us protect our hip, knee, and ankle joints. Nice, let's do a few more here. And then when you're ready, back to center. Hands come down to frame the left foot. We're gonna spin the right leg back behind you, meet back in downward facing dog. Left foot meets the right. Press the palms into the mat. Really nice. And then let's drop the knees here. We're gonna bring the big toes to touch, and then widening the stance of the knees here, just creating a more child's pose position. We're gonna bring the hands out in front of you. Keep the arms nice and long so the chest is lifted. Big inhale, we're gonna reach the right arm up. And then exhale, thread the needle, right arm underneath the left, just for a little reach. And then inhale all the way back up, press into the left hand. Exhale, thread and reach. Nice, big inhale as we lift. Exhale to thread. Nice, 2 more full rounds, big inhale. Big exhale. Last one, nice and tall, big inhale. Exhale, thread it through. We're gonna pause here, take a full breath. Nice, and then switch. Right hand meets the left. Take a moment, find a nice long spine. Big inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, thread and reach. Inhale, press through the right palm, reach up and back. Exhale to thread. Nice, big inhale to lift. Exhale, thread. 2 more full rounds. Last one. Exhale, thread and hold. Take a moment, rest onto the left shoulder, press the hips back towards the heels. Nice, back to center, left hand meets the right, press into the palms. We're gonna scoot the knees together, sit back on the heels. Really nice job, everybody. That's our 10-minute hip mobility flow. Feel free to, take any more of those that you like, but have a great rest of your day. Thanks for being here.